But before the Phaeacians take him home, he shares a story with them. All right. Odysseus running through the woods with his special bow, going to see the birth of his little baby boy Telemachus. Flashback. There you go. Another cool facial expression from Gretchen Sachi, who plays Penelope. Birth of the baby boy.
Just think of us.
Yeah. Still waiting up. Give birth in the,
This way.
yeah. Put her in where you keep the sheep. Guess you'd say it's a stable.
But the baby is coming.
Here it comes.
Queen Penelope's baby is coming.
There you go.
The baby is coming.
And she has the baby. All right, Telemachus is born. Now, coddle him, yes. Take him out and show him the world that's his, Odysseus.
See how beautiful? Do you? Yes. Look. This day was the proudest day of my life. My sweet Penelope and the gods had given me a son. But in the same moment, the world we built together was changed forever.
Ah, yes. Come and go to war with Troy.
My shores. Beloved Greece was at war with Troy, a kingdom far across the seas.
What is left out here is when Odysseus pretends to be insane. He's trying to draft dodge. He doesn't want to go to war. Someone's just born. He doesn't want to leave his wife Penelope or his home Ithaca. It's left out that he pretended to be insane, grabbed a plow, began plowing a field, acted like he didn't know Menelaus or Agamemnon. So they threw his baby Telemachus in front of the plow to prove whether or not he was insane. Well, he wasn't, so he turned the plow over, didn't run Telemachus over, thus proving that he was sane and had to go to war.
The mightiest of my fellow kings, Agamemnon and Menelaus themselves, came for me, sworn to a blood oath of allegiance and bound by honor to protect my land. I was forced to leave my home, not knowing if I would ever see my wife and child again. I am Odysseus, king of Ithaca, and this is my story.
No, you must leave it here. The bow now belongs to your son, my grandson. You alone will teach him to string it when he is grown.
That bow will play a special role later in the Odyssey.
I see it is war.
Goat head, take it with us. Take a little swig of wine.
Get about this.
Round everybody up. We're going to war. Get on the ships. Do some weird ritual stuff. Let's get out of here.
Strong like you. He doesn't cry.
I'm sorry, I must go to war, Penelope. I know, I don't want you to go. But I have to. Oh, I'll miss you a lot. Promise me you'll remarry if I don't make him back, and by the time he's got a beard. No, I won't. Promise me. Fine. Okay. Bye. Bye.
Turn Troy to dust. Return with the spoils of enemies you've slain. And my heart will
Put
rejoice.
some blood on his forehead. Put it on your knuckles. Look at him. Yeah.
Give Penelope the same strength you gave to me.
I will care for your son as I cared for you.
There you go. You got some weird Greek stuff going on right here. Yep. Also right there. All right, we're setting sail. Penelope looks from on top of the mountain, watches her husband sail off to war, not knowing when she'll see him again. They set sail. Now let's check in with Odysseus on the ship with all his
I
shipmates.
see you're no longer with me, Athena. And it's all right. I can do everything myself.
Ah, yes, of course. That's what he says. I see you're no longer with me, Athena. You no longer favor me, but that's okay. I can do everything myself. Right now, we're laying the groundwork for Odysseus' hubris. I can do anything without the gods. Believe me, I'm Odysseus. I'm kind of awesome.
Huh. Is that any way to speak to your protector?
Athena.
I think the wine swells your head, my Odysseus. Are you drinking because you fear your future?
Me? I'm afraid of nothing.
I'm teasing you. You're angry with me.
Athena, you could have had me persuade Agamemnon on the day of my son's birth, no less.
I'm a goddess after all. I have other duties. And don't forget, I can be seen by whom I choose.
And the bell?
I did not want you to escape this journey, because I want you to go. I want you, my brave Odysseus, to defeat the Trojans.
I've fought long enough.
No. Your destiny is to do battle, to become immortal, to have your name on the lips of endless generations.
No. I've no need to be remembered by endless generations.
Odysseus! You cannot lie to me. I know your true character. I know your pride.
Ah, Odysseus'
Your vanity.
pride.
You even surround yourself with men who will not refuse you. Look at them. I fear for you. Giant Polides is stubborn beyond words.
And sloppy.
That's what makes him relentless.
Eurylochus lies even more than you.
Eurylochus is the best blacksmith in all Greece.
Anticlus, his curiosity will always bring in trouble.
I can see trouble!
Right now, they're setting you up so that you can realize why some of the dumb things happen with Odysseus' men, because they have these fatal flaws.
That's what makes me fearless.
You see the good in them because they love you. You must use this good to defeat the Trojans. You must be brave, my Odysseus.
I have no fear. As long as you're with me.
And the Trojan War begins!
Year after year we fought beneath Troy's walls. I stood with the mighty Achilles.
Achilles.
Thigh
Right
to
there.
thigh against Hector, the Trojans' most ferocious warrior.
Hector, right here.
And his troops. Thousands of men died where they fell, while mothers and wives spent endless sleepless nights. And no one knew whose side the gods were on.
Okay, right now you're seeing that Odysseus, we know him because we've been reading about his journeys home and some of the flaws that he has, his hubris, his excessive pride, that his men cause some mistakes for him, his curiosity gets him in trouble with the Cyclops. But you also got to see the side of him that was the reason he was so great, the reason he was so revered as a soldier and as a strategist, because he was a great leader. He was brave, and he was able to get his men riled up, to get him to go fight. He fought with them. He was remembered because he was great. We see some flaws in him, but we also tend to forget that he was a great leader.
Achilles! Hear me, Greek! It is I, Hector, defender of Troy, who challenge you. Here before the gods and your own people.
He said, "It is I, Hector, defender of Troy," which would be an epithet.
I will tear open your chest, suck out your beating heart, and spit your blood in the face of your slaves. Hector!
Step, launch it, direct it. The little kid, get him out of there, Odysseus.
Hector is mine! Mine!
Okay, right here what they're showing you is the event after Achilles had killed Hector. He dragged the body behind his chariot all the way around the walls of Troy, and this is the downfall of Achilles. He was displaying hubris just as Odysseus does, and Apollo didn't really like it. So Paris shoots this poison arrow, and Apollo guides it right into, well, you guessed it, the Achilles heel. The only thing that wasn't dipped in the river Styx to make him immortal. Hence, you find out in a second, Achilles is dead.
I killed Hector! I will bury Troy!
In the 7th year of blood, Achilles, god among men, was slain. All hope was lost. Troy had taken the best of us.
Okay, what you're seeing right now is Achilles on a burial bier. It was a platform that they were putting the dead bodies. They're going to put coins on his eyes so that he can cross the ferry over the river Styx with the ferryman Charon. That's Chron. And they are having this ceremony mourning the loss of Achilles, very disheartened that their greatest warrior is dead, which is where Odysseus comes in to rouse their spirits and pitch the idea of the Trojan horse.
And still remained locked. The word on each Greek soldier's lips was surrender. But I refused to accept so much death in vain. I had a plan, and I convinced my comrades there was a way to enter Troy.
Here we have the wooden horse trick. King Priam approaches the wooden horse.
King Priam.
Built from their forgotten ships. A worthy trophy.
Oh, let me go. Let me go. Mercy, good king. Have mercy on an old man. It was I who convinced the Greeks to retreat. I told them to make this offering to you, great king. My brothers, that after 10 years of war, you have won, and no one will ever enter the walls of Troy. I convinced them to build this mighty horse as a gift of surrender to you. And for my troubles, they branded me a coward, left me here to beg. Mighty Priam, give me life, and I will be your slave.
Any fool can see that he's lying.
Nakun, the soothsayer. He will ruin us.
That mouth has never spoken the truth.
Good king, I swear it.
Beware the Greeks and their gifts.
Right here is the possible point where the plan would not work. He's telling the Trojans to beware of the Greeks and their gifts, saying that this might not be the best idea in the world. Hence, Poseidon jumps in, he wants to end the war, and his sea monster comes to help out. Don't forget, fantastic special effects.
Beware! Poseidon has sent his sea serpent!
It is a sign. Your soothsayer has offended Poseidon with his lies. You must accept the Greek's gift.
Wheel it to the gates.
So the Trojans take the horse inside. They have a big party that night, lots of kissing, lots of wine drinking. The Greeks inside wait for the right moment when everybody's tired out from the partying. Drop down and get their eagle on.
Drop the rope.
Now it's time to regulate! Yeah. Meet people with a torch. Light something on fire. Yeah. Yeah. what you're seeing right here is the total destruction of Troy. It's described in the book to you that they had plundered the city, they burned it to the ground, and they kept some as slaves, the ones they didn't kill. And here we have Odysseus displaying what he does best. His hubris. Oh, he's such a prideful man. Let me go out to the rocks of the ocean and proclaim my greatness to all the gods so they can hear me and get angry at me. Why not do that? It seems like a great idea.
Do you see, you gods of sea and sky? I conquered Troy! Me, Odysseus, a mortal man of flesh and blood and bone and mind! I do not need you now. I can do anything.
I do not need you now. I can do anything. Well, I guess that would go back to the theme of the epic poem that man is nothing without the gods. So as you can see, that's why Poseidon gets a little upset. You can do nothing. You can do anything without me. I didn't help at all. I mean, come on. There was a sea monster at least.
Odysseus, why do you defy me? Who are you? It is I, Poseidon, god of the wine dark sea. You have already forgotten how I helped you.
Not me. For 10 years you played with us as toys. For 10 years you let blood spill to your shores.
But it was my serpent who silenced Nawakawan, or your horse was stoned. Yet you refuse to give thanks.
Okay, if you can't understand the grumbly voice of Poseidon, he says it was my sea monster who killed the soothsayer who would have ruined your plan, and you refuse to give thanks, you ungrateful little human?
You forget a man is nothing without the gods. You will suffer for this offense. For your arrogance, you will drift on my sea for an eternity. Never again will you reach the shores of Ithaca.
You cannot stop me!
You will suffer.
And of course they plunder, take some nice gold stuff back with them. That's a little gilded action.
No one will stop me from seeing Ithaca.
Well, that's debatable. And we have Odysseus drifting on the sea. Now we're back home just to see what's going on with Telemachus and Penelope. This part is not actually in our version of the poem. It's just to give you a little update on what's going on while Odysseus is on those wild adventures getting home from Troy. Telemachus is a young boy now.
Catch me, you won't catch me, you won't catch me. Mother, save me.
Yeah, that's about all I need to see here. Except the grandma and Penelope arguing about whether or not Telemachus should be out working like a man.
Odysseus is dead.
And his mom thinks that he's dead.
You must bear it and go on. You must live for your son, as I did. You must raise a king. You have a heart of stone.